Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. It's a great Sunday morning here in New Delhi, and I'm joined by my friend Lieutenant General P. Ravi Shankar from Chennai. We're expecting Advaita Kala to join us shortly. We're going to be talking about the conflict on the Af-Pak border, the Afghan-Pakistan conflict that's been taking our mind space over the last couple of days. We're trying to make sense of that, what lies ahead. What lies ahead indeed for the military dictatorship, the undeclared military dictatorship in Pakistan. General Shankar, welcome.
Thanks a lot, Sandeep. We just spoke last week about Asim's poly crisis. I think it's
Economic
playing
crisis,
out.
and it's a crisis that keeps expanding. Literally, it's
Yeah,
from two, it went to four, and now he's looking at a full-scale two-front conflict, if you like. It's Operation Sindoor is still ongoing on the India-Pakistan border, and you have this massive Durand Line, 2,600 kilometers, where there are skirmishes all across. There will be multiple ceasefires that have been imposed, but nothing's really got to. But young Shankar, make sense of where we are today over the last week. The developments that have unfolded, including that Turkish-sponsored attempt at a peace process in Istanbul, 25th of October, from what we're hearing.
look, all those are water under the bridge at this point of time. I'll take it up from the time we met, we gave it up. I mean, rather, we went over it last week. From then, what's happened? Clashes on the border,
Right.
right? Clashes on the border. Kabul was bombed. Thereafter,
Yes.
it was followed, they came to a ceasefire. Then Pakistan violated that ceasefire with a air attack into Paktika,
Right. Right.
and there've been clashes on both sides of the border and casualties on both sides of the border. And in the process of all this, there's been a yesterday I think they concluded some kind of a ceasefire agreement in Doha,
Right.
sponsored by the Turks and the Qataris.
Right.
So it's there, but that is superficial. And in all this, you heard Asim Munir come out and rant against India that he's promised. I mean, he said that I will bomb India out of existence, kind of a thing.
Right.
Otherwise come and deal with me. You know, I think there are whole layers of issues acting on Pakistan, and the crisis is playing out the way we defined it last week.
Right.
And this is a crisis in motion, and this is not going to go away in a hurry. There is a issue with the Pashtuns and the Afghan Taliban. There's an issue within in KPK, which he has. That's a domestic issue. There's
Right.
an issue with India, right? There's an issue with Trump and Gaza and all. It got links, everything.
Yeah.
Then there's an issue of the TLP, which after all, in between there was a thing on in TLP, Murid K, they were fired upon. Stories of that are slowly coming out. What's happened?
Right.
So I think there are a lot of issues in this. I mean, where do you want me to start? I mean, that's the big problem. There's
You
so
know,
many angles.
Yeah, I know and Pakistan is such a complicated country, and especially right now when it's in the middle of so many, this poly crisis that we discussed, and none of which seems to be going away. But the tensions along the AFPAC. Firstly, I mean, I'm looking at it purely from an Indian perspective. Uh, how is this good for us? I mean, I hate to say this when a conflict like this, when people are dying, but how does it benefit India in the sense that does it allow us to kind of breathe easily now for the next couple of months? There was a lot of talk about an impending terror attack, which would result in India once again launching Operation Sindoor 2.0 in the next couple of months. Do you think that the chances of a Pakistan strike, a deep state attack on India, have receded because of this crisis in their backyard?
I don't think so. Let me be very honest with you. Uh, you know, just because Pakistan is entangled with Afghanistan and KPK in a big way doesn't mean that um, things are okay for India and that we have breathing space.
Right.
I think we are going through a very, very unstable Pakistan,
Right.
which, if driven to the wall, could strike. And where can it strike? That's the issue. Let's look at it this way. I'll reconstruct this whole story, and or rather, we'll just dissect it in a different manner. And we'll take each constituent, if you disaggregate all this, and then see where Pakistan is today.
Right.
I think we'll get a good sense as to whether we are in an okay position or not. So let me start. Let's say take the Pak-Afghan problem, the bigger. That's the thing. There have been border clashes. There's no doubt about it. There are both sides. What is indisputable is Pakistan has carried out airstrikes within Afghanistan,
Right.
deep within Afghanistan. Well, things might have gone okay, fine, yeah, all that. But what has happened, which I could see from social media reactions and otherwise, those three cricketers who have been hit and died in Argun, who had
Yes.
gone, right. Now that, just today I was seeing in Twitter a little clip for their funeral. Thousands of Afghans have got together.
Right.
And this is happening there. And there's reaction from the cricket body and all cricket bodies. And cricket has become a very popular sport in Afghanistan because they got a lot of success in cricket.
Right.
It's got the popular imagination of people that, guys like Rashid Khan and, all those chaps doing well and defeating Pakistan and defeating major teams. It's given them a pep up. You see, let's look at the psyche of Afghanistan. It's gone through so much misery. The people have gone through so much misery. So the cricket team was quite, the cricket team was quite a popular entity. Now, they have been hit. So there's an upsurge in local sentiment, Afghan sentiment. Right? And now you find all Afghan ministers saying, oh, we're going to do something about it. And people are saying, look, what is Pakistan? We've sorted out the Soviet Empire, we've sorted out Britishers, we've sorted out Americans. We will sort you out also. Right? So that is where the sentiment in Afghanistan is. Right? And I don't think the Taliban, who are the guys who are running Taliban, are going to forget this in a hurry.
Right.
If it had not been for the cricketers, probably, things could have come around. But I think those cricketers dying are going to spike up emotions. And the Afghans are an emotional and proud people. They're not going to let go of this. That's one. Contiguous to that is KPK, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, the political problems. After a week, since we last spoke, they have now settled that Sohail Afridi is now to be the chief minister of KPK, and he's been sworn in. Okay. And he is absolutely against Pakistan army rule, ye wo. And he is the complete, he's beholden to Imran Khan.
Right.
So Imran Khan will start calling shots from the jail. Right. So that red thing, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, that's the one where action is. Right. So he will call things. So Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is not in control. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa has got fundamentally 2-3 guys who are controlling it. One is the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, which is active. Then this ministry, which is, now that is in a different grid altogether. Okay. Oh, there's one element which has not come forth so far. I am sure it will come out in a few days, called PTM, Pashtun Tahaffuz Movement.
Right.
That of Manzoor Pashtun. Now, what is that movement? That's a left-leaning movement who wanted to achieve everything through peace, that most of those chaps have been canned into the jail. Somewhere that movement will come out. It's a matter of time. Right? Which means that entire red blob which you showed, Pakistan army is going to carry out an insurgency without its feet on the ground,
Okay.
right? Locally, you don't have the people support in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Now I hear the Afghan Taliban people saying, look, that is our land.
Right.
We'll take it.
Right.
Okay? That red Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, that is our land. Of course, in this, they will spill over to Balochistan. That's a different story. But so that is,
That's
that's
a
a
very
problem.
large chunk of territory. That's almost the size of the Indian state of what? Jharkhand, I
Look,
think.
yeah,
It's,
if anything happens here, and let's say there's a war over this, and Afghanistan says, we want this Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and people in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa tomorrow turn around and say, we will join Afghanistan.
yes.
That means Pakistan has broken. If Pakistan breaks at one place, there's going to be a five-way split of Pakistan. Let's be
Right.
very clear about it. Then after that, Pakistan can't sustain itself, right? So that's where Pakistan is, at, as far as Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is concerned. So
Right.
you have Imran Khan factor there with a new thing, or a new CM. TTP is active. They thought they had finished off that Masood, Wali
Yes.
Masood, Nur Wali Masood, but
Nobody
he's
was sick.
alive. Yeah, he's alive. So, and very clearly, the TTP and the Afghan Taliban are not going to let go of each other.
Right.
And there is another thing which, which as I realize, the Afghan Taliban will not let the TTP off because the TTP gave them help
Right. Of
for
course.
20 years.
20 years they sheltered them and in the
Sheltered
tribal
them. Yeah, in the tribal areas. It's not only in, you remember that at that time there was this, Quetta Shura, there was this
Yes.
Peshawar Shura.
Kanda,
Okay.
yeah.
Uh, right, all these shuras were there. Who were they? They were Taliban operating from Pakistan.
From
They were
Pakistan.
operating from the tribal strongholds, not from Pakistan army.
Yeah.
Okay. So they will not let down BLA, or they will not let down the TTP or even ETIM.
Right.
I'm bringing this in because people think, the Taliban are intransigent and all that, but they'll not let anyone go. That is why China has also not been able to make headway there.
Right.
Okay. So that is one factor. The next factor, as far as Afghanistan, Pakistan is concerned, which Pakistan is now very worried, very, very worried, is India's outreach to Afghanistan.
That's right. Yeah.
That trip of Mutaki to India,
Yeah.
especially his trip to Devband, okay, where he got the kind of reception he got was not, funny, has upset the Pakistanis to no end. They see an existential threat there.
Right.
And mind you, this existential threat has always been there, right from the 1940s. But today they see it as real, and they don't have any political way to settle this issue.
Right.
This whole story needs a political solution, and Pakistan is applying a military solution to it.
That's a very
Because
interesting point. Like in the past, in 1971, it was just a matter of a political settlement, but they used the sledgehammer, the military sledgehammer. And Bangladesh was created.
So they don't have a political thing, and Asim Munir doesn't have anything political. So there is a real life problem in KPK today, which is playing out. Okay. The next thing in this, the subtext in this is this great pact with KSA.
Right.
Saudi Arabia, we spoke of it, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan pact, what happened? Nothing happened.
Right.
Okay. Saudi Arabia has not come to the rescue of Pakistan in this whole deal.
It hasn't. No external power seems to have come to Pakistan.
No one. So they are high and dry. That KSA Pakistan flat, that pact has fallen down straight away. Yeah, I see Advaita, and she's not I think live on this. Anyway, we'll wait for her. So that's fallen flat.
Right.
The Chinese are hardening their stance. They are not spoken so far. They have not come to the help of Pakistan to say, oh, we'll help you out, yeah, all that. That's also not happened. Okay, then Pakistan is in another fix. And, Trump expects them to give troops to Gaza. And he's
Yes.
repeated it day before yesterday. He said, someone asked him, where will you get troops from? He says, don't worry, there's one guy who will give it to me. And that's his favorite field marshal. Now, and that has generated this problem with TLP.
Right.
TLP is a radical political organization.
Right.
It is not a militant organization. It's a political organization who's fought elections. And very radical. They are against this entire business of Pakistan giving troops to Gaza.
Right.
Okay, and now Pakistan took an action 3 days back against them in Murdike. A lot of people have died. Reports on social media paint an alarming picture, but there's a shutdown of media.
They can say that some 200 people were killed.
200 people, yeah. So that's a thing. Now that's in Heartland, Punjab.
Yes.
So people in Heartland, Punjab don't want Pakistani troops to be deployed in Gaza.
Right.
If the favorite field marshal of Trump doesn't put troops down in Gaza, then he is no more a favorite.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He'll fall out of favor very quickly.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, add to all this, the IMF is not too happy with the explanation given by Pakistan on their fudging of their import thing.
Right.
So that is also out. Right. Then MNCs are quitting Pakistan. A lot of MNCs are. Procter & Gamble is the last one who's quit. So Pakistan is cornered. Asim Munir is cornered. It's a matter of time before Pakistan or people in Pakistan start pointing fingers at Asim Munir. Hence, he has to rant against India. It's only a rant against India and an action against India which will, generate support for him.
Which is why he did that yesterday.
Yesterday.
His rant.
Yeah, now okay. Unfortunately or fortunately, whether you like it or not, our statements of the chief or air chief and the army chief and our Raksha Mantri and a few loudmouths who have, amplified this drumbeat have spooked that guy. That's given him a chance to speak like this. Okay. So now that existential threat, which is in the west and in the center in Punjab, he's trying to divert it towards this side.
Right.
He might do something and provoke a reaction.
You're right.
That's the problem.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking, when you were speaking, I was thinking about the 2007, 2008 Pakistan. If you remember, you had General Musharraf in power at that time. You had that war on terror that was raging in Afghanistan. He had cracked down on the Lal Masjid, if you remember, 2007. And the TTP was created. And literally overnight, they started massive attacks all across Pakistan. The attacks had reached the outskirts of Islamabad. They had started bombing Islamabad as well, suicide attacks. And in 2008, you had this Mumbai terror attack, which was launched as a distraction. It was, if you see the kind of David Headley's interrogation, questioning by the NIA, he mentions that there was a thing within the Pakistan deep state that they need to unite all the militant factions against India. So they said that this is the best way to do it: stage a terror attack, provoke India, and then unite Pakistan. So you think this is a real possibility then, that the chances of an attack increase rather than decrease?
Yes, I completely agree with you. See, after all, what did he do? Let's go back a little. What did he do to get to where he is? He gave that famous speech to the non-resident Pakistanis.
Two-nation theory and...
all that. Then and then he engineered Kashmir is our jugular vein and all that.
Yeah.
Then he engineered that Pahalgam attack. Then he provoked India and sucked us into an attack.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's emotional. And it was emotional, political, whatever that response was there. What we did in Opsindor, we did, but we had to react. Now,
Right.
if you right, and then you know what the rest is history. The fact is, can he do it again? And he feels emboldened by the fact that Trump calls him his favorite field marshal, and
Hmm.
he also feels that he's now part of Trump's grand plan.
Right.
Without he see today he is using the backing which Trump has given him or the US establishment has given him
Hmm.
to offset his problems at home and divert it to India.
Right.
That's his game plan as I see it.
Right. But then, so the other, I must quickly add that the difference between 2007 and 2008, when Musharraf attacked India, was that you had a weak coalition government, which didn't favor the hard response against Pakistan. If you see the kind of discussions that were on after 26/11, after such a horrible attack, which had been directly traced to the Pakistan deep state, they did not strike. There's a lot of thing, and some of the ministers of that time have come out recently. Chidambaram came out, a couple of days back. The then Home Minister, he was finance, and then he moved to Home to say that the US pressurized India then, and they asked them not to attack, and things like that. But this time around, when you know that you have a government that has called out your nuclear blackmail, that has said that any attack will be treated as a war on India, and therefore you will get the kind of thing. He actually stands to lose a lot. I mean, he stands to lose all his military infrastructure, for instance. The Indian Navy might not hold off a second time around. They might just go all out this time, from the sea. So in that sense, you think it's like Russian roulette, right? That one shot could will take your brains out.
That's a risk he's taking. He's got does he have any other choice? He is in a fight with Afghanistan which he can't solve.
Right,
He can't win. He
right.
can't win. KPK is where it is. Okay? There's
Hmm.
no choice. Balochistan is out of his control. His
Right,
finances in the country are short. The
right,
Chinese are not responding. It's
right,
only the Americans and Trump who are backing him.
right,
And he is being backed for this for some other reason, but he feels that he is now indispensable to them.
right,
So he has the Americans behind his back,
right.
and he feels scared. They feel the two front situation that
Hmm.
is not sustainable to him because you have now linked up with Afghanistan. And if you go through Iran, which you will eventually,
Right,
okay, because we are also cutting with the USA. We are not bothered what USA says in this
right.
condition. Okay, so he is in an unenviable situation straight away. He is not in a good situation. So what
Hmm.
does he do? Does he have any other option?
Hmm.
The moment he does something and you respond, entire Pakistan will say, "Yeah, forget about everything. Let's get back to India." And then he's back in business. Then he can posit to USA that look, it is India who's upsetting your apple cart.
Right, right.
So his calculations are this. Then he will invoke that pact with Saudi Arabia.
Hmm.
I mean, we must think like what he thinks, not think what we think.
That's right. Yeah.
Let's look. Let's look at his playbook. What is his playbook of? I mean, let me ask you: what would you do if you are Munir?
No, I mean, uh, it, it's actually you're right because there are very few options before him, and like I mentioned last week also, when all you have in your hand is a hammer, then every problem begins to look like a nail. So I think with Munir also, he is not going to choose the path of diplomacy or negotiations or something. For him, everything is when you say I am the hard state and the hard state, he believes that. He truly believes his own stuff, whatever he is consuming. Uh, and once again, I come back to the thing that I think we misread Asim Munir when he took over as army chief. I think he flew below the radar and we didn't take him very seriously. There were some colleagues of yours who told me that please watch out for Pakistan. This guy is a little unpredictable. But we were in that thing. Oh, they are financially bankrupt. They can't do anything. But this is something. That their capacity for mischief making is enormous. In the
Yeah.
hope that other people will then intervene, the US will intervene, Saudi Arabia will intervene, Turkey will come in and save him from the hammering that he got like the last time. So you're right. It's a very grim prognosis, but there doesn't seem to be any other solution before him.
See, he's also put out a threat saying,
Yes.
I'll use my nuclear weapons, yeah, wo. And that message it goes to the world.
Yes.
Everyone. Okay, he says he's prepared to use it. That's very clear. Whether he can use it or not is a different story.
Right.
Okay. We all know that Pakistan always has a first use policy.
Yes.
Okay. And that first use policy was basically tactical against Nasser and all that.
Yeah.
Using, against or so-called cold start doctrine and all that.
Right.
But today he's thinking different. He's giving you a different message. He says, I will destroy Bangalore and Bombay, refineries in Jamnagar and Chennai and in Andaman Nicobar. That's the kind of a threat he's giving. Now he's saying, I will use. He's gone the Kim Jong-un route. Please
Right.
understand. He is doing the Korean bloody tactic. If people don't understand this, I think we are fools.
You mean he's going to become, Munir is sounding increasingly like Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un. He's got no choice. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. It's a madman theory.
Right.
It is unpredictability. He is generating a huge amount of unpredictability.
Right.
Will he not? So that's the thing which we are dealing with. In my opinion, we shouldn't fall into that trap of his.
That was going to be my question to you. How do you avoid this trap then, where the Indian government has taken a hard line on Pakistan? They said, look,
Yeah.
if you attack us, it's going to be an act of war and we will respond accordingly. So, in a sense, this becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy that you're giving Munir what he wants, which is basically a strike. And that will give him another lease of life. It will probably make him a generalissimo or something and unite Pakistan behind him. So, you're right in the sense that it is a North Korean strategy, a Kim Jong-un kind of strategy, where he plays this madman kind of thing. The difference being that Kim Jong-un hasn't, carried out mass terror attacks against South Korea the way Pakistan has, because I guess it's the fear of retribution from the United States. But in this case, Pakistan, we've seen it in the past. He could do that again, and in which case we strike back, and then his position becomes stronger. He unites Pakistan. The Af-Pak worries are, forgotten. Everyone starts looking east again towards India. So it's a difficult choice for our policymakers as well. Don't you agree, sir?
Yes, it's a completely different situation from Op Sindoor. I mean, there's a clamor for Op Sindoor too. Is that the way to go about it? I mean, if you respond to what he says, because you said, I have a hard line, I'm going to hit him. If he hits me, I'll go to hit him. Then, well, you just played into his hands.
That's right. So how do you avoid that?
Okay.
How do you avoid this?
So my way of looking at it is, he is preempting you into something which, and he's speaking space. We should give him that space. What's that space? Let's look ahead what's going to happen. This problem on the border is going to escalate. I have no doubt about it.
With Afghanistan.
With Afghanistan, it's going to escalate because those 3 cricketers dying is emotional. That's my logic. Okay, my logic. People might not agree with it, but that's the way I look at it. So that problem is going to fester and escalate. The political problem and TTP problem in Afghanistan, in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is also going to escalate. Already there have been some attacks. After
there was
those
a suicide attack where seven security people were killed.
Died. This is going to continue. So if you have to quieten that place and you don't get out of that political problem, you want to, I won't say get out, you want to handle that political problem. And since you don't have a political solution, your only problem, the response is military. You need military. That means more troops. So he has to deploy more troops there. If today KPK is in a problem, Balochistan will tomorrow take off.
Right.
It's synonymous, isn't it? The Baloch people also will say, "Oh yeah, ये time है मौका है, हम भी कर लेंगे कुछ." So he'll need more troops, and he's under pressure to give troops to Trump. The way I look at it, first tell Trump, यार इसको ले जाने दो. Till then, we'll not attack him. We'll not
Right.
attack him. Let him take, because then the moment he takes troops from here to Gaza, he's stuck.
Right.
He's finished. Okay. The second thing is he needs equation or a settlement with this PLP. Now, it's political in nature, right? And he's not going to get again a political solution for this because he doesn't have it in him. He's only got military solutions, and his political backers, whether it's Mariam Nawaz Sharif or Shabazz Sharif or this thing, they don't have any political bandwidth. So there's going to be a problem. You know there's going to be a problem. He's going to get stuck in it. Let him get stuck. Do you have to show maconness and go and hit him? And then, upset the whole apple cart when you know his game plan? Right. So your response has to be political in this nature, in this whole game.
Not military.
Not military. Military is your last thing. Threaten the military.
Right.
I mean, I always have this thing, it's a fancy of mine, but I call it the hammer and anvil theory.
Right.
What is this hammer and anvil theory? The anvil is your armed forces.
Yeah.
Protect yourself. Okay? Protect yourself. Ensure that, nothing much happens in your hinterland. Enhance your LC protection. Enhance things on the border. Enhance your internal thing. He also did say, I'll start something in the east and all that. You remember that? Protect yourself against that. Get your intelligence up. Get your antenna up. Right? Luckily, whatever has happened in Bangladesh in the past 2-3 days is good. Bangladesh is on the back foot completely. So their operations through that might not happen. Okay? Whatever. I don't know. I mean, I will, without going into Bangladesh, there's a fire in the Dhaka terminal, which people are saying is because of Ukrainian drone coming from Myanmar and all that.
Yeah.
Right. And there are problems within Bangladesh. People in Bangladesh are asking, why are you allowing American troops here, and this and that? There's some movement into Lan Munir Haat, and where they're trying to assuage your feelings. So I don't think there's much of a base there. Right. So, I mean, whatever it is, we have to look out in the hinterland that this chap doesn't start something in the hinterland. But starting something in the hinterland, the chances are low because that doesn't give him the political capital to induce India into an attack there. Attributability of an attack or an event in, say, anywhere in Bihar or somewhere or wherever, the attributability to Pakistan will be very difficult to establish. In which case, you don't have a reason to go and attack him. And if you don't attack him, his political game and his thing won't. So it will have to be along the border somewhere. So that incident we have to contain and preempt. Right. The second thing, that's the hammer, that's the anvil part. What are the hammers? You have tremendous amount of hammers. First and foremost, just reach out to, I mean, you're already there. So just, promise the moon to the Afghan people.
Right. Which they are. I think we're doubling the wheat shipment.
Yeah, we are doing. Yeah, we are. Yeah, so that is something which we need to expand at pace. Right. The second thing is Punjab.
Right.
Punjab is not impervious. If people can come from this side, you can send people from here. Create problems in Punjab. I'm saying be proactive in Punjab. Heartland. That heartland is festering with, dissent, discontent. Instigate it. Nothing goes from our pocket.
Right.
Very little. Right? If the heartland is in a problem, what will you do? What can you do in BLA, with BLA and Balochistan? Why? Look, we know for 75 years, Pakistan has carried out hybrid warfare against us. Do it openly. Why hasn't Musharraf said, oh, we give support? moral and political support to our Kashmiri brethren. So give moral and political support to our brethren in Balochistan, our brethren in Pashtunkhwa and in
Right.
Punjab.
Right.
Give that political support to them, moral support.
Hmm.
And you can do it very easily. But I think a major thing which we can do is outreach into POK. And where we have complete legality over the case.
Yes, because it's our territory. I mean, it's
Our
part of Jammu.
territory.
Yes.
Yeah, it's part of Jammu and Kashmir, right? And you make it an international issue. Blow it up. Let people from all over the world start saying, we want to go back to Kashmir. We want to go back into our own area and get liberation and be part of India. Get that given outreach there. There are problems in POK. Outreach. Then he can do nothing on that. In fact, if you have an outreach into POK, it also gives you security in your own area.
Right.
The focus in Kashmir today will shift there. Okay? And it will keep Chinese further on the back foot.
Right.
So I think if you do these are the hammers. And then you have Indus Water Treaty.
That's right. That's the biggest hammer of all.
Hammer. Yeah. So all these you can unfold. You start unfolding. When the moment you start acting on these and visibly acting, then he is forced to look over his shoulder. Can he attack us? He will not attack you militarily. He wants to provoke an attack from you, which then he will respond and then go to the international community to say, oh, I'm going to use nuclear weapon, this, that, and all that. So, I mean, my way of looking at it is don't do anything, even if it does something, don't respond. Then you have suboptimal solutions. Heat up the LOC. Any small incident happening, start firing on the LAC.
Right.
You have a comparative advantage out there. Use it. You see, we have many options, and I'm prepared to discuss any option with you. I mean, do you think we have any other option other than this?
I think there's about 5 options that you outlined, 5 or 6.
Yeah, 5, 6 options.
Right.
And he can't do anything. He can't respond. See, the thing is, then he can't respond at all. What response does he have?
So you're saying that hammers should be used simultaneously, one after the other.
One after the other, sequentially. I wouldn't say simultaneously, sequentially. Heat up. Yeah, he has to have look. Pakistan, if you today look at it, has the Eastern Front, a Western Front in Afghanistan, an Eastern Front against India, and a Central Front. That Central Front is Punjab, CPC, all that. That's another front which he is fighting.
Balochistan also. Yeah.
Balochistan, yeah, all that. So ensure that So let those internal front and his Western Front be active.
Right.
He then doesn't have a leg to stand on from his Eastern Front. Keep quiet. Just keep quiet. Do you have to respond? You respond on the other side rather than responding this side.
Right.
And tell him, you try anything, we're going to hammer you. Go to the international committee and say, this is Pakistan's own problem. Let him sort it out internally. We are not part of it. And if he does anything, we're going to hit you. Him. Keep the threat alive. That's the hammer. That's the anvil.
Right.
And you need to now start your strategic outreach, your strategic communication. See, rather than keeping quiet, let's have a proper strategic communication.
By strategic communication, you mean to the Pakistanis or to
the world?
To the world, okay.
World. You say, look, India is a peaceful country. We are not interested in this. This fellow is trying to instigate. He is doing this playbook. Same story. You keep amplifying it. You keep amplifying it till the such time. Now you say that this fellow is itching for a war.
Right.
I mean, let's look at it. Why not a diplomatic team going all around these places to expose what Pakistan is doing now?
Yes.
Who's stopping us? Why don't we get all our ambassadors all over the world to start briefing in their respective countries as to what they should do? So I think we now have to start building our own narratives from today.
Right. We've
Right?
not begun that. I mean, unfortunately, as you mentioned, this is the thing to do right now, but we've not even started on that.
We have not started. See, even in the social media or on, in print media or electronic media, I have not seen any articles or any opinion or any thought which says, look, how to deal with Pakistan. Response mechanism is not the way to deal with Pakistan. Why should you go and butt your head against the wall? I don't understand.
Absolutely. Preempt them. You're saying preempt them, build up the narrative, and
build up the narrative and all that so that he doesn't look that side and ensure that he keeps looking that side.
Right. A quick question, Jan Shankar, when you were mentioning the troops that were to be sent to Gaza, do we have any idea how many troops Trump would need as part of this? I've seen various numbers. He's made one thing clear, that there will be no US boots on the ground. How many numbers would you need to sanitize, hold an area the size of Gaza, which is about 400 plus square kilometers? Which is what the area of Pondicherry. It's roughly the area of Pondicherry with a population of double the population, of course, 2 million Gazans. So how many troops would you need?
Look, my guess is a minimum a division is required.
One division with all its supporting ancillary units and everything. Engineers.
You'll need everything.
Right.
Because there'll be a lot of things, right? You might not need artillery, but
Yes.
That artillery will be used on ground roll. Right. But the fact is, you'll need that many troops.
So about 15,000 soldiers is a minimum.
I'll say 20 to 25.
20 to
25. Because what about the support staff? What about the logistics part of it and everything? Okay. So that's a huge amount of force to get generated. You need a headquarters somewhere, you need staff for all those. So it's just not the fighting elements.
So right? One division, need three brigades with all their...
3 to 4 brigades are required to... I mean, look at it, Gaza north to south is 10 kilometers, 40 kilometers, 40 kilometers.
40
Every 10 kilometers, 40 by 10. So I would say 10 by 10 to a brigade.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay. Right. Okay, Mac. If you have, and you need that kind of troops to maintain things, otherwise, I don't think it will come to hand. Right. And so, if you commit that kind of troops, what are troops left?
That's right.
Okay. So that is the thing. We have to also get that into Trump. Partner, this fellow is itching for a fight here. See, this could also be a strategy of Munir to create a situation for himself. See, this could also be an escape strategy, right? Let me explain. Create a situation for himself with India.
Right.
And then tell Trump, I can't send troops because I have a problem with India. Because if he sends troops to Gaza, then he's got a problem at home with TLP and sentiment in Punjab.
Pakistan to return to for the soldiers.
It will break up. Yeah, I agree with you completely. Right? It's a very erudite statement. They might not come back. So he has to avoid that. How can he say no to Trump? He can't say no to Trump. He can only say no to Trump if he has a problem with India. Understand this.
General Shankar, I was just reminded again, I don't know if I've said this before, but this is exactly what happened in 2001, December of 2001, when Musharraf was under tremendous pressure to join the war on terror in Afghanistan, commit troops, Pakistani troops, especially along the border with Afghanistan, along the Durand Line, right?
Yeah.
They wanted Pakistan army to hold the Durand Line so that the Al-Qaeda and the Taliban could not, they could all be trapped. And Musharraf staged the parliament attack.
And shifted weight here.
shifted the entire Pak military towards the eastern border. So he would allow the entire, Al Qaeda, Taliban to enter Pakistan. So you're right. This is a familiar playbook, and this is something that he would use to justify saying, I cannot deploy over there because I have an internal situation with India and all of that.
So, I mean, his playbook is very clear. It is our playbook now which matters.
That's right.
Our playbook, and I'm very clear. Strategic communication is your first thing, which I don't see. Get that going, and you have to be strategically silent about spooking him. Don't spook him.
Right.
Don't say I'm going to attack you and I'll change your geography and all. Yeah, let him be with his geography. Anyway, that geography is going to change as it is.
Right.
You don't have to do anything about it. Okay. The Afghans will change his geography. And yeah. So the point is you have to, and another thing, let me also put it. You do anything, talk anything, you'll suddenly find the Turks will start supporting Pakistan. And
Right.
China might say, oh, yeah, if Pakistan goes down the drain, no, and India gets up, then the Chinese might come around. A lot of complications. We
Right.
saw that after Up Sindoor. We had to face international opinion. Why do you want to get involved with that when you can turn it around? And historically, I always maintain, Pakistan army wants to get defeated. It is in defeat that they are victorious. We have spoken about this.
Yes. But because for them, victory means that they continue fighting. When they continue
fighting, it's victory.
Yeah, it's victory.
The ability to fight another day is victory.
Right.
See, they don't mind. It doesn't matter. It didn't matter to them whether they've lost 11 airfields and 6 terrorist camps. They've lost 14, 15 aircraft or anything. Their point of victory is what? That they have downed 6 Rafales. Whether they did it or not also is irrelevant.
Right.
Okay, that's victory. And based on this story, or based on this myth which they've created, the Chinese amplified it, the Americans amplified it because it suited their ends. Okay. And they reinforced it. Now it's a victory. That's Op Sindoor, or what that Banyan Murkus or whatever that stupid operation is. Was whatever it is. Without a banyan. Okay. Now that was a success. No, that was a success. That success, no. And now after that, he's become field marshal and he's become favorite field marshal of Trump and all that. So that playbook is very clear. You have to take that playbook out first and foremost by a good narrative. What is your narrative?
You haven't started
feed that narrative. We haven't started that.
That's right.
We haven't started that.
General Shankar, because you know military ranks more than anyone else. What's the next rank after Field Marshal?
No, look, I think what he'll do is he'll try and become the president sooner or later. He's very clear. He'll not take over. He'll not take over. The country, as a martial law administrator or something like that. Right. He'll create a condition now. That's the way I look at it, where he will be invited to be the president. Though the invitation will come from, and slowly the only problem in this whole story for him is that chap Asif Ali Zardari, who's a snake of his own kind. He's gone and sat there at his thing. He's right.
Asif Ali Zardari is the
survivor, and he's sitting there. Now, about 5 months back, 6 months back, there were some reports to say that Asim Munir was trying to push him out of the equation, and that fellow put his foot down. He's quite a wily character, right? So somehow that guy has to be end played out, and then Shahbaz Sharif will invite him to become the president, and that's it. He is not a chief martial law administrator. He is president of Pakistan and chief of army staff.
Right, which is
Prime Minister will continue.
Musharraf was until 2008.
Yeah, but Musharraf did it through a coup.
Right.
This chap won't be do that. Now he's invited president.
Because I
He'll
think
be
it suits
invited
him.
in.
Hybrid system suits him. That
Suits it.
Shahbaz takes the brickbats and Munir takes the bouquets.
Yeah, yeah. So all these things are up for grabs.
Yes.
Oh, I think we are in for a very delicate situation.
Right.
We'll see how this pans out. Much depends on the outcomes in Afghanistan and the Durand Line. Because I hear a lot of Afghans, their
Yes.
ministers and Taliban people saying, now we will retake our land.
Yes.
When they say retake our land, what are they talking of? Khyber Pakhtunkhwa.
Right.
Now, which means that whether they retake that land or not, whether that's a different story. The fact is that the military engagement in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is going to go up.
It's going to suck in more
More
troops.
violence. Yeah, more violence. It's going to suck in more troops, not only in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, but across. Pakistan, if it makes the mistake of going too far deep in, they'll get sucked in, and that's the end of the story. But
Right.
Pakistan is smart enough not to cross the Durand Line. They'll do air attacks and all, but they'll not go deep. They'll not
Right.
step into Afghanistan.
Right.
Right?
But last
So,
question, Jan Shankar, do you think India can support Afghanistan militarily, or should it support Afghanistan militarily at this point?
yeah, why not? Why not? Uh, the point is, look, the way I look at it, I don't think Afghanistan needs support militarily.
Right.
Because
But in terms of hardware, I mean, Afghans, you know how they fight. Everyone, the world knows how they fight, but they don't have the weaponry, they don't have hardware, they don't have armor, they don't have artillery, they don't have
look,
drones.
I think the Americans have left them enough hardware in Bagram and all that to continue this guerrilla warfare.
Right.
And that war, see, the Afghans will not fight. They will not fight on their territory. Any case,
Right.
for them, territory means very little. They're going to fight in KPK. That's the
Right.
battleground. And they don't need weapons. They don't need artillery. That fight is going to be completely different. I mean, Pakistan conventionally will beat the Afghans and the Taliban hollow.
Right.
But once you enter there, you're stuck.
That's right. As everyone from the British to the Soviets to the
Yeah,
Americans have discovered.
I don't think Pakistanis will make the mistake of entering Afghanistan. Whatever Pakistan can do, the whole story will play out in KPK.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that is where that KPK and probably the adjoining areas, Patkeka, Jalalabad, all those areas. That is the area either side of Durand Line which will go into a problem. So let's see how it goes. Much of what we have to do will depend on how things pan out.
How things pan out, indeed. And I remember the statement from one of these Taliban people a couple of days back, one of the ministers, I think, who said that he knows that the Pakistanis can cause them serious damage because they have, air power, they have drones, and they've been attacking and killing a lot of Afghans. So he said that, look, you attack us from the air, we'll bleed you on the ground. We will attack your troops. They'll do cross-border raids. They're very good at that, raids and skirmishing and that kind of thing. So I think it's as you correctly pointed out, it's a long and a bloody struggle. And what plays out, what our responses are going to be, is entirely going to be the result of what plays out on the Af-Pak border. So with that, Jan Shankar, I think we should open it up to questions.
Yeah, we should. We must. I think we have.
Fascinating conversation. You've given me so many insights and set me thinking. And the fact that we have not begun our own narrative building yet, despite the fact that we know that something is coming from Asim Munir, and he's been saying it every time he speaks, every time he opens his mouth, there's something to be expected on the ground. And I think we should be very worried about what he said just yesterday. But with that, I think I'll just open the floor to questions. There's one here from Ashish Kumar Panigrahi.
Panigrahi, he says, will Turkey help? Yeah, they will. There's no doubt. Completely expect Turkey to help. And I think
Material
we need
support.
to, yeah, material. They'll not, Turks will never fight for anyone.
Right.
The Turks don't have the capability to come and fight here. Okay. The Turks will put their finger in, they'll help Pakistan because the Pakistan-Turkey military cooperation is next only to the China-Pakistan military cooperation. Right?
Right.
They will do everything. And we also need to start, you see, this is another thing. You know this is going to happen. Start marginalizing the Turks where they are. After all, we sent a few ships to Greece and Cyprus and all that.
Right.
Start sending your navy. Your naval diplomacy should start in the
Naval diplomacy.
Mediterranean.
The military. So that's actually another question which Ashish Hegde asked. Has India encircled Turkey using Greece, Cyprus, Armenia, and Brahmos? I mean, it means missile
Yeah, in a way we have. I wouldn't say we are encircled, but we have reached out to Greece, we have reached out to Cyprus, we have reached out to Armenia. And we have, done naval exercises there and or arms sales there and all that. Well, look, it's too difficult for us. I mean, it's outrageously wishful thinking to think that Armenia can take on Turkey. It can't. Armenia is a small thing, right? We help them. But our presence there in all these places, Cyprus, Greece, and Armenia, giving them arms, ammunition, and everything, and our naval exercises there make a big difference. Turkey is especially vulnerable in Cyprus because half of Cyprus, the northern half of Cyprus, is under Turkish control.
occupation.
If you can help, half the 25% of Cyprus is they are the Turkish Cypriots. Right? Now, if something happens tomorrow, Cyprus, there's a problem, and you help the Cyprus people and you throw the Turkish Cypriots out, then Turkey has a problem. See, people don't understand Turkey well. Turkey is a huge landmass. It connects the
Europe and Asia.
the Orient. In the olden terms, it connects the Occidental with the Orient. It's the bridge between Asia and thing. And it's also through Bosphorus, the connect to Black Sea, right, from the Dardanelles and the Aegean. But Turkey doesn't, is surrounded by Greek islands. Greece has got thousands of islands which are just off the coast of Turkey. So Turkey is vulnerable from that point of view. So if you need to marginalize Turkey from another point of view, that you need IMEC. IMEC is going to go through Greece, Piraeus. So as it is, Haifa, Piraeus, that route.
Yes.
So you have a lot of stakes out there. The moment you start putting your stakes there, and there the Greeks and the Italians will come to help us. Okay? Especially Giorgia Meloni of Italy has said, when will IMEC come? So Italy is on our side there. So there the Turks will get squeezed a bit.
Yeah.
So overall, if you play the Turkish card well, there's a limit to what they can do to Pak.
Right. Got it.
Yeah.
So we have a thought provocateur who asks if Pakistan's ports are gone and it gets landlocked.
No, I don't think. How will Pakistan's ports go away? Those ports are not in country.
It's basically ports are in Balochistan and Sindh provinces. And it has to lose both these provinces for it to be landlocked.
Yeah. That won't happen. So let's not. That won't happen. Let's look at it that way.
Right. Chances of that are very unlikely.
Very low because Karachi is the international port. There are stakes in it. The Chinese have got a base there. Right. So that won't happen. And look, for any of these ports to go, there has to be some major action, which is not there today.
Right. It has to lose those two provinces, Balochistan and completely.
That means we are looking at a very extreme situation.
Yes. A breakup of Pakistan, essentially. 5 countries, as people have been discussing. Achintya asks if BIMSTEC as a concept is still relevant for us. How can we increase trade with BIMSTEC nations? The BIMSTEC is, of course, our Eastern outlook when SAARC on the back burner.
It is very important. Bangladesh, India, Myanmar, Nepal, Bhutan, all these are Sri Lanka. They're all important.
Right.
And we need to increase trade with BIMSTEC. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
The only problem with this BIMSTEC, the problem is Bangladesh.
Right.
Bangladesh is your problem. Right now, you actually choke them. No, you reduce your trade with them. You're only giving them what is fundamental to them. You're not allowing them to trade and all that. Unless the Bangladesh problem is not resolved, BIMSTEC won't take off.
We will not take off. That's the big B stumbling block. Block with a capital B.
B.
So, Man of San asks if Munir will try another Pahalgam attack to create a war situation as a diversion to save. That's exactly what you said, sir. In great detail.
We spoke of it.
Yes. This one asking whether Pak openly declaring victory during Op Sindoor, how do they unflinchingly do this on television? The whole world can see this, I'm sure. I mean, this has also been answered in a sense. It is, like you said, it's narrative building.
Narrative building.
Yeah, I've downed 6 jets, and for me, it's victory. I don't care if you've destroyed all my air bases.
It doesn't matter.
So I refuse to accept defeat. Do you think Pakistan's value will rapidly decline for Trump the more mess it creates? Thought provocateur. Interesting question. I mean, it's there is a
no
returns.
See, Pakistan's value for Trump will not deteriorate easily. Okay, Pakistan's value for Trump will deteriorate only if it on 2 conditions. The first condition is Pakistan doesn't send troops to Gaza, its value will deteriorate.
Right.
The second condition is Pakistan stops being a pivot for US machinations or outlook into Central Asia.
Right.
See, after all, USA wants to get into Pakistan. It's got back into Pakistan to, Pakistan is now a battleground between China and USA in one manner. And plus it wants to get into Bagram and it wants a Central Asia. So that angle is there. Will that happen? We'll see.
Right. So that also answers what Pagalski is asking here, whether the Indo-Pak dynamic is temporarily working out as a test of Sino-US rivalry.
Yes.
And it's a battleground. It is a proxy war of sorts.
There is no doubt. The fact is, and the Chinese think this has been instigated by Pakistan.
Right.
The Chinese writings, if you see in Mandarin, in Baidu, there's a beautiful analysis which I did a program on last week. The Chinese feel that Munir has wantedly offered Pasni to America. And it is, because of the mineral rights being driven there, that is to neutralize China.
Right.
Okay, and the Chinese, that's why I said the Chinese are not happy with Pakistan at this point of time. So they will probably just stay out. So that's a risk which Munir runs.
Right. This Ajay Devgan stunt of his is going to unravel at some point. The attack on Afghan, was it orchestrated to ensure Napaks don't join the ISF?
Possible.
Yeah, it's exactly what you said. It's a plausible theory.
It's completely possible. He's creating a situation for himself so that he doesn't have to give troops to ISF. The only danger he runs is how does he remain Trump's favorite field marshal if he doesn't send troops there? How does Saudi Arabia give them money if they don't send troops against Yemen?
Right.
These are the 2 questions.
Right. This is a question about the Taliban being strong at home turf, but they're attacking foreign territory conventionally is unknown. Skirmishes are fine, but long-range vectors are non-existent. So they seem to have a plan.
They have a plan. Yeah, we've discussed. They have a plan. And Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is a ledge. There's all Pashtun territory.
Right. And this one also, Munir waiting for a long-range attack from foreign missiles or Afghan Scuds to temporarily unify Napak people, bring real peace to the fold. That's also possible.
That's
Pakistan will
also
use
possible.
external this thing as a thing to unify their internal dynamics. Pakistan must be banned. This we've answered. Can we get Trump to preemptively restrain Pakistan from doing another Pahalgam attack as a diversionary war stunt? Because Trump won't want Pak donation of troops to Gaza derail. Can he help?
Yeah, he will. Yeah, I mean, that's where the narrative has important.
Right.
That is where narrative is important. That is where, you tell Trump you do this, he'll not do it. He'll do exactly the opposite thing. Okay. So your narrative has to reach Trump to say, partner, you don't want another spat between India and Pakistan. Okay.
Right.
So you'll have to do this. You tell him to back off. Otherwise, he's not going to give you troops. And if you don't give troops into Gaza, you don't get a Nobel Prize. You have to do something like that.
Paginski says the problem with Pakistan is not Asim Munir, the 40 thieves, aka the landowning families of Pakistan. They are the feeders to Pak army, officer cadre, Presco, diplomatic. Yeah, well,
Well, that's there.
that's the reality of Pakistan. We can't do anything about it. That's the way they are constructed. And short of any violent revolution, nothing is going to unseat this. Is there extension to Man of Science question? If we were to proactively, preemptively attack Pakistan, will that shoo away our investors and FTA signees?
No. Don't worry about that. That no one is going to come run away from you because they have, like I said yesterday. Yesterday I did this thing that everyone is coming to you. They have no other choice.
Right.
There is no choice. See, there's something again. I'll repeat. Today, it stems from the World Economic Outlook report,
Right.
and it stems from what the chief of IMF gave a statement. Today, out of the 191 countries in the world, only 3 countries are using tariffs: Canada, USA, and China. The rest 188 countries have not gone to the tariff, and they have started trading amongst themselves. Virtually what? It means the other 188 countries are looking for options beyond China and USA.
Right.
Even Canada has joined that bandwagon.
Right.
So
that
everyone,
options for us, like it. Yeah.
they are there. There's no doubt.
Is Munir's extension granted, or will any of the two sides in the triangle you explained prevent it?
No, it will not. His extension is there. It's there for the taking, right? The thing which is under discussion in Pakistan is it for 2 years or for 5 years?
Right. This is
okay. That's about all.
Credit to you. I've never seen the way military heads talk about Pakistan openly in such a way. General Shankar, you should have attended Clause meeting organized by Republic TV. Yes, of course. Indeed. We can't get enough General Shankar. You should be live across multiple platforms, General Shankar. Because
No. I'm very happy where I am. I am a man of little this thing.
Right.
And Republic TV wouldn't have agreed to whatever I was going to speak also.
Oh,
Incidentally,
okay.
the Republic TV spoke to me on 16th. They said, please come on 18th to Delhi. I said,
Right.
yeah, within 48 hours to go to Delhi is not my...
So I think that's where that explains a lot. The clarity that you bring to your discussion, General Shankar, is because of distance from Delhi.
Yeah, you keep away and you don't get caught with that nonsense there. And Delhi is a cancerous smog out there. I don't want it.
Oh, yes. I must tell you that I'm looking out of my window right now. The AQI is over 300.
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
Advaita has moved to Dehradun, and the flip side is that the connectivity is very poor, which is why she joined.
Yeah, okay, that's okay. I'm sure she'll come next time.
Bad. And why agree with General? Why brag about changing geography? What purpose does it serve? We are usually quiet. Why this bravado? He's echoing what you said.
I agree. We don't have to talk all that. As simple as that.
Right. So go easy on the rhetoric, as you said. Turkey doesn't seem to mind. Turkish lira has hit rock bottom. So who's supporting Turkish ambitions? China.
Maybe. China, Russia. Look, again, Turkey is something like Pakistan in that area.
Right.
Turkey has a lot of pies to cook in Europe. It's part of NATO.
Yes.
It can influence West Asia. It has a chokehold over Black Sea and Russia,
Yeah.
right? So there are a lot of equations, and Turkey is in a free fall. That's how it is. And that chap Erdogan in his third or fourth term, so he's in
Right.
a politically stable kind of a situation. He's
Hmm.
killed off all his opposition. So
Yeah.
they're in their own trajectory, the Turks.
Right.
So, yeah.
Can you specify a possible timeline for the breakup of Pakistan in the current trajectory? Hard to
Look,
tell.
it could, hard to tell. It could happen by the end of the year, and it'll start if you today, as you see, if this situation in KPK goes bad,
Yeah.
we'll have to see the next 1 month, 2 months. Let me put it, it might happen today, tomorrow. I mean, I won't say breakup, but how the situation unfolds. Because yesterday
Right.
they had a okay equation. They said, okay, we'll have some peace in Doha. But will that hold?
That's right. It's so clear even average Indian can understand. Please, General, reach out to the government. Modi will be making a big mistake if they start Operation Sindoor 2.
Ooh, rubbish. Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's up to the government. I'm sure there are enough people in the government who understand what I'm talking.
Right.
And there are enough people who are watching this also. I'm sure you don't need 10 people in the government to watch it. You need one guy with some sense to watch it. He'll say,
Saudi pact
no.
allow Pakistan to access Saudi military equipment. You mentioned something about this 2 weeks back, if you remember.
Look, Saudi Pact will not allow Pakistan to access Saudi military equipment. Be clear about it, because Saudi military equipment is all American. Pakistani
Economy.
military equipment is all Chinese. So the
Right.
Americans will not allow Pakistan to access their equipment in Saudis, and vice versa. So
Right.
that is the wall. Okay.
Right.
That is why I say that pact itself is, it's a useless pact.
Right. Right. It is. Here you have Indian Defense Minister. This is basically the three threats
Yeah,
that were
yeah.
made. We shouldn't have responded. You
Yeah,
said
this
that.
chap is from Pakistan. Muhammad Asghar is from Pakistan.
Right. Right.
He keeps coming. Right?
Now,
Anyway, that's okay.
Thought Provocator asks, this is the last question, is Trump invested in Pakistan more for personal interest? And if he's convinced Pakistan can't deliver on them?
Look, a lot of people think that Trump acts without logic. Okay? I don't agree with it. Trump has a very clear strategy.
Right.
And if you track his actions from day one, his action is against China. His action is against his own country. He wants to sort out his country the way he thinks. Good, bad, or ugly, I'll not comment. But there's a pattern in his madness.
Right.
Or his apparent madness. And that pattern is called unpredictability.
Right.
He's so unpredictable that you are guessing what is he going to do. Right? He generates unpredictability. He generates that madman theory. Right? So he's very clear why he is using Pakistan. In Pakistan, there are two sides to the coin. There is a personal gain, he will use it. There's no doubt. Already the Trump family, as per New York Times or Washington Post, one of the two in the analysis I saw, has amassed over $1 billion.
Right.
After he's taken over this presidency. Okay, personally. So he will become rich. But at the same time, he is moving on a path that deliberately he's entered Pakistan to convert it into a battleground against China. Please understand. And this is something which I appreciate. I have no problem with America being in Pakistan. It complicates Pakistan's life. Okay. I mean, let's look at it. You can, and just think of Pakistan with its problems in Northwest Profit, along the Durand Line, TNP in a mess in Heartland Punjab, one division sitting in Gaza, some more troops in Yemen, and Trump mining away in Sandak and Reykjavik. what's better than that for us?
True. As they say, troubles come in battalions.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you.
A compliment for you. No, this is something else. Is winning
Is winning a
Afghanistan enough to offset the loss of Bangladesh? Is it a net win for us, or is there a danger Pak will open a new front in Northeast via Bangladesh? Could
no,
US
there's no
meddle?
connection between the two.
Right.
There's no connection
No,
in between
as
the two.
a numbers game, like you lost
Yeah.
Bangladesh, but you gained Afghanistan.
No, no, no. We have not lost Afghanistan. We were gaining in
Right.
Afghanistan earlier also. Now it has gone to another level.
Another
Even
level.
Bangladesh, it's a matter of time. That's about all.
Right. League of Reaction wants to know that if we need POJK back, but he argues, what do we do about the population? Is it better to break it but not merge? Your views. That's a lot
Look,
of.
let no, I understand. I will tell you what I will tell you the answer given to me by a POK guy,
Okay.
a person from POJK,
Right.
who is an activist and who has a view. He says India should take this and put in population control on that area. And your population control and everything, because if see his view, this is not my view, this is his view. His view is you take back POK. Okay. And since you have a problem of these guys, and first and foremost, you do whatever you have to do to ensure that people who are not originally from POK are said go. You get out of this place. Because a lot of migration from Punjab has come into POJK.
Right. Right.
So you tell them if you are not from POJK, you are not a Kashmiri, get out of this place. Don't give them an option to stay, just tell them to go. Okay? And then those are who are from Kashmir and who are residents and originate people of Kashmir, POJK, give them an option with population control. And give them an option, okay, if you want to go, you go. But if you have to be here, you have to, be you have to give an oath to the Constitution of India.
Right.
I mean, I found it interesting. He says that's the only way you can handle POJK if you take it back.
Right.
Someone might say it's population cleansing.
Hmm.
That's the word I got in my mind when he gave this plan to me. Yeah.
Right. And lastly, compliments to
Oh,
you.
thanks a lot.
Amazing at explaining complex strategies. Hope your vision gets a wider platform. India really needs to build up the narrative before the madman throws the next time. Please like, share, subscribe. Gunners Short, Chakra News also. When we are happy to get General Shankar on our shows as often as possible to get his views, because he has a very different way of thinking, as a lot of gunners do, because they are slightly towards the rear and their trajectory is over the heads of everyone else and further beyond. You look further and deeper than most of them.
Let me correct. Gunners, are not behind. The gunners are behind, but the people who man guns are at the forefront. Absolutely on the front.
Right, absolutely, and their trajectory, and they have a tendency of looking far beyond, over the horizon.
Over the horizon.
As your analysis are. But thank you very much, General Shankar. Fascinating discussion with you, as always. It's a pity Advaita couldn't join. I would have loved to hear her perspective on the way things are unfolding in our favorite part of the world, which is Af-Pak, Afghanistan, Pakistan. Thank you very much, and we'll be back with you next weekend as well, either a Saturday or a Sunday. But good wishes to all of you. A happy, prosperous Diwali, and to you and all your families. Thank you for watching us, and keep liking, sharing, and subscribing to Gunners Short and to Chakra News. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and happy Diwali to everyone.